Hey guys, this is J-LAG and I'm here with
N-BEA.
and we have something to say.
Yeah, so it kind of came to our attention. This is about Siesta Key.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a couple of weeks ago, there was a report about one of the stars in Siesta Key.
Like the cast members.
Yeah. Like Alex specifically. There was a video about some like shark being dragged off a boat, something. I think the end of that was like it was actually his friend and Alex was on the boat and whatever. Right. And me and J-LAG, we weren't really paying attention to that. We were sort of just like, down to watch the show, down to recap with you guys and bring you like a funny recap for this show because it is a dumbass show. It really is. There's nothing amazing about this show, but whatever. It's a good time. So whatever. But yesterday, J-LAG brought to my attention this actual video of the main guy, Alex, and he's on a boat and he literally shoots like a hammerhead shark like to death basically. And it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I'm not like a crazy animal activist. I'm really not, guys. I'm not, I'm not like that. But to see someone who claims that he respects, the ocean, the water, and I'm a fisherman and I have a boat and I love being on the water. Someone who claims that they love that world, that how can you take out a gun and just shoot an animal point blank dead and then laugh? Because he literally laughed. Like that was so disgusting to me. And I looked at J-LAG and I was like, what do we do after this? Like I don't want to talk about this kid. I don't want to talk about these people. Not to say that the people are all bad people.
I mean it's a shame because we were talking about it last night and we were just like, what do we do at this point in time? It's obviously not the entire cast's fault that this guy is like this, but at the same time, like you're associated with him. Like it's one of those things where, you see something happen in the real world and then you realize like this show like is just a show, but it has real people in it and there's like consequences to the actions that you have. So I just really think that like, after watching the video, for me at least, I was like, I don't, how are we gonna talk about his like family? Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like how do I get back?
Girl and guy, like the girl drama that he's having. When in reality, I'm just like very frustrated, and I'm like, I can't like this guy now. Like, what am I gonna do? So he's like the main guy.
He's the main guy, and just coming off of this last episode where he was doing all this charity work, and this is a great event for autism and raising awareness. It felt uber fake to me. It felt like a cover up almost. It felt like maybe his dad or whoever orchestrated it was like, look, there's some shit that's about to come down with you and videos. Maybe we should like change the narrative of this show and like change something. I just felt like it was weird. It was a weird cover up.
You felt like it was bad timing.
Like why is this? I don't know. It didn't feel right to me because I just don't understand like how you can have one face of such an amazing supporter, such an amazing activist for a group of people, your siblings, and you turn around and you kill an animal dead. Like it's one thing to hunt and fish. My brother fishes. He fishes, he gets it, and he puts it back in the water. And I'm not saying you have to put it back in the water. Right. There's something natural about like throwing your reel in and fishing it. But to take out a gun and shoot an animal, like that's so messed up to me.
And I mean, if
it changes everything.
For me, it's like it's not even just that. It's like I was looking at some tweets and that's how I found that video. And I guess somebody identified that actual shark as like one of the endangered sharks or like a shark that is like pretty rare to like find. So for me, it's like less about, I mean, it's all those things. It's like the violence of it and like the fact that like he felt like everything's like kind of inconsequential. But to me, it's just like, you don't understand that this is like something that you're doing and you're perpetuating that kind of mindset to be like, oh yeah, it's okay to like shoot a fucking shark and then like post that shit on social media and like laugh about it.
Well, maybe he didn't post it, but someone else posted
Somebody else posted it and he was like, and he still like let it go out, I don't care. Like when I'm at a party or I'm doing something crazy, if someone's got their phones out and I'm doing something stupid, I make sure that like everybody's like, don't post that shit. Like he doesn't care. I think that's the problem that I have with this whole situation, because at the end of the day, what I know about this show so far and what we know about Alex so far based on like what the show has shown us is that he does not care about the consequences of his actions. Period. Statement. Yes, I'm like comparing it to him like fucking around with different girls, but like to like him like killing a shark, but at the same time I just think that like he lives in this bubble where he thinks that he can get away with these things. He doesn't make the connection and realize that there are like these larger consequences. You are hurting things, you are hurting people, you are hurting animals, and like there's a larger consequence to that.
World outside of your world.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is.
That is the issue, right?
And it's interesting because they did an article on him when he talked about his friend, his so-called friend, who got charged for that dragging of the shark. This is what Alex said about that. He goes, I've been fishing for 15 years in Sarasota and I'm very respectful of the profession. I love the water. I consider it my backyard and I would never consider doing something like that. I don't condone what he did and I was horrified by it. I'm sorry, you were horrified by that, but you're cool with like shooting a shark like dead with a gun.
Yeah.
Like you're a freaking hypocrite. And the fact that you actually threw your friend under the bus disgusts me even more.
Yeah.
At least like you could have been like, you know what, we do that. That's just like the Sarasota way. Like we should change.
Yeah.
No, he literally throws his friend under the bus, calls him like disgusting. But there's video of you doing the if not even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't get it. I don't respect it. I can't sit here and recap a show that I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to glow up a show that does this and the main character is about this life.
Exactly.
No, I ain't about that. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No. You can go glow up yourself because your daddy has the money. He can glow you up if he wants to. Go to law school. He can pay for your law school too. You got yourself. Don't worry. Totally. And honestly, I feel like MTV should just cut the cord on that too. Except for Garrett, because I love Garrett.
And Madison.
Like Madison for press. She's already gonna do big things anyway. She doesn't need a reality show to like blow her up.
We were talking offline yesterday about it too, but I guess we should bring it up now too. Like it was one of those things where like I'm not even sure because this is a crew. This is a small little crew, and since this whole like shark drama has come out, I haven't seen anything from anybody from the cast who's like really spoken out to it. Not that I'm expecting like fucking Juliet to like be like, oh yeah, PETA, like. Definitely not. Like she's not. Maybe not her.
Not from her.
Of all of them, like maybe Madison.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I just feel like she's like one of those people who like really has a level head.
But I think she might be so removed from that.
Yeah.
That she can't really like.
And it's like
really
not her place. Like maybe she feels like
it's
not her place. Like I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it's like one of those things where I have to also like on the devil's advocate side of it. Like these kids are young. They're immature. They act stupid. And you do dumb things when you're young. And like I want to chalk it up to something that is stupid and irresponsible. Yes, you do dumb things when you're dumb, but look at the quote that he's saying. Like that quote was from now. You're absolutely
right. So you're throwing your friend on the bus
to
make yourself look good right now. Like that quote was from now. So whether or not this video was taken when he was 16, 15, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean?
I think my thing is like if you want to do something stupid, everybody has a really shitty dark past or whatever. And hopefully he looks back on this like years from now and is like, yeah, that was a really fucked up thing for me to have done, and I've changed my ways since then. Like that is always my hope, is that like you see some rehabilitation to these like people who like act like idiots when they're young. But the fact that you're right, he's quoting and he's basically lying and saying like trying to cover up the fact that like he wasn't involved
for someone
at all.
Who considers the ocean their backyard. Since they were a kid, you should respect and love that ecosystem in the water.
Right.
For you to drag something out and shoot it to death, I don't know. It's just like it just shows exactly who you are, man. You think that the world owes you everything. You think you own the world. You think that nothing like can touch you. That's exactly who you are. Maybe you're gonna change. Maybe law school will change you. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you are a good person. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying I don't understand that, and I also can't sit here and do a podcast to like glow your show up right now.
Yeah.
So
it's true. It's true.
That's
especially when you like look into like how the show was created, and it was kind of centered around him and his family and his dad, and you know like they pitched it to MTV. Like you learn all these things and you're just like,
it's the setup.
It's all like you. Setup. Like it is all you.
Yeah.
So like you're the one that's like, or if it was like, if this was maybe somebody else in the cast, that I would have been like, okay, it's like one of the side characters being something stupid. But you're literally like the one you're the central one who made character. All this happen. Yeah. Like whenever you see somebody's name pop up, we talked about it. Like it says like Alex's friend. He is the center of this entire show. So for you to be the responsible one, for you to be the one that's doing stupid stuff, for you to, like I'm not saying, okay, my thing too is like I'm not saying that like you look to reality television for like role models or things like that, but people are raised on this kind of shit. People do see these things. People watch them, and like especially Siesta Key, there is like a level of glamorization that, you know, we can't access. We can't access like boats, and we can't access like big fat mansions and have these like gala parties and all these other crazy things that we've seen so far. So we are watching these people and being like, wow, they're so cool. They're all doing these like crazy things. But you can't just be that. You can't just be like these cool rich people, because in the real world, you're being these like people who are taking advantage of all these crazy things in your life. Like, I'm not okay with that. Like, I can't perpetuate me wanting to be like, yeah, guys, watch a show. It's so fun to watch. Like, look at their lives. Their lives are great. But like in real life, they're fucking douchebag assholes.
It's
who are doing
funny
like, these dumb
because
things.
remember when we first started to talk about this show, we saw the promo.
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I was like, it'd be amazing and funny if like basically the theme of the show was like save the environment.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful our world can be. Siesta Key is like a beautiful like place.
Yeah.
Let's protect the world. And I was like, and J-LAG's like, yeah, like that's definitely not what it's gonna be. But having watched the show and like, you know, this whole like gala for autism, I was like, oh my god, like are they like, is MTV like changing right now? Like are they actually like creating content that could like, you know, influence people in a really positive way?
Yeah.
I was at my mom and I was like, Mom, like MTV's like changing. I'm like, they're doing it. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I think they are. Like I think they're moving away from like, you know, like the staleness of 4 white girls in the city trying to make it in LA, like all that bullshit reality quote unquote show. Like, let's leave a good message for the generation that's actually watching this
and that's coming forward. Yeah.
And I know that those are really high expectations.
Yeah.
I get it for MTV. I totally understand.
Yeah.
But I think even that, we still had fun watching it, but when something like this comes out, it's no longer fun to watch it even.
No.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. Like,
so
it totally took the fun out of the entire thing.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I still love the production of it all. I think MTV did a fantastic job with, you know,
music.
the way it was shot, the music, the editing. You know, I'm still like holding true to the fact that like it really, to me, changed the way that like reality television should be shot.
For sure.
I'm still holding on to that.
For sure.
But like, it is also the subject matter. It's also the people that you choose to display. And I think that's what it all really boils down to, is like, you guys chose a group of people who, you know, like, I know it was pitched to you guys. You guys didn't like find these people and were like, okay, look, we're going to use them.
Yeah.
But, you know, you decided to air it. And like, it's just kind of like one of those things where you're just like, I don't know if this was a good choice, MTV. It's not. It wasn't a good look. Like, especially right now.
It would have been a good look if everything was like
not this.
Yeah.
Like, not this in the real world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird thing on his character too. I don't know. It's really gross. It's nasty.
Yeah.
So
that being said, yeah.
I would expect this from someone who, like, not to say that it's any better, but someone who like lives in a city and like never like gets to the water.
Yeah.
Like, this is the shit that you expect from those type of people.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who has lived on the water and has like, it's been a part of his life for his entire life.
Right.
You would expect a bit more respect to the
Yeah.
animals and the ocean that you basically like are on every single day.
Especially now, like we shouldn't be dragging out like sharks and animals and shooting them and laughing. Like, not now, like, not in laughing. 2017. You know, like, that's unacceptable for like a public figure to be doing that and like being okay with it and moving on with their lives.
And like, dude, you're an adult. Like, you just graduated from university, you're going to law school. Like,
what about that is exciting or fun?
Have some like integrity to yourself. Like, grow up. Just grow up.
Yeah.
Just grow up.
I think it's mostly
and look
just
outside your freaking bubble.
Look outside of your bubble.
Yeah.
Look outside of the fact that like watch fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson one time. Watch one episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy, and you'll understand that there is a world that you need to protect. And with that money that you want to like, you know, like, and I'm not trying to like make the comparison. You obviously have the ability to see that. There, you know, like with his whole autism like fundraiser, like you are able to see that there's value in helping other people
and bringing light to
something. I can't like take that away from him if it was like a real thing.
Genuine,
and I do feel like it was genuine. He does have 2 autistic like siblings. I get it, but like that was in your world. If autism wasn't in your world, would you have even done anything?
And that's what it comes down to. Until it hits you, then you realize it. But that's too late.
And maybe this is something, now that it's in your world, now that it's like hitting you right in the face with all this bad press and you can't leave your house because you feel like you're threatened, all these kinds of things. Maybe now it'll help you wake up and like realize that you can't be doing this shit and running around and being like okay with it. But for us, it's like it's too little too late. Like I don't know, we can't move forward and be like, okay, moving on, we're gonna be just like,
I can't just sit here and like laugh
Garrett,
about this
you know
shit.
like I can't. So, and
I'm sorry to Garrett and Madison, who were my two favorites of the season. I really liked you both. I think you guys would have made a really cute couple.
Yeah. That's like the best way to end it off.
Basically. Yeah. It sucks because I think we had a lot of fun recapping the show too and watching it together and making jokes. And it sort of brought us back to like our OG days of Laguna Beach. So
for sure. There were so many
things
things
that we're
about
not going to have that anymore. But
yeah.
I hope our fans and you guys can understand that like our decision and what we're sort of deciding today. So
yeah.
That's our last
Siesta Key podcast episode, yeah. So that's us. That being said, if you do watch any other television shows, we do recap other things.
Plug.
Including
J-LAG on the plug.
Sorry. Including,
no, but if you did like us and you like our podcast and our recaps, we still have other shows that we're doing.
Just not this one.
So just check us on iTunes and YouTube, and all our episodes are up on there.
And if you ever want to chat about this, open up the conversation. We're always open to talk about it. I think this has been such a controversial and like crazy thing to like experience in the real world while the show was going on. I don't think that MTV has had something that's been this kind of, I know it's not like still the extreme, like that nobody killed anybody, but like it's a pretty extreme thing to have like a reality television experience, especially with like younger kids. So
like taking if Lauren and Steven like killed of course that would have been a shit show.
No, it's not even that. It wouldn't have gone.
It wouldn't have gone anywhere. No, for sure. Not
at all. And I think that's what it is. I just think that like, I look to those characters now in my childhood, and it's just what you were saying, like this was supposed to be like a nostalgia show for us to come back to something like this and watch it and be like, oh yeah, like I remember the Laurens and I remember the
Alexes,
the Jasons and
the multiple
Alexes, and like I look back at those and like, no, they weren't my like role models, but I was like, they were like my friends, and I don't want to be friends with any of these assholes at fucking Siesta Key except for Garrett and Madison.
And like, let's be exactly. Yeah, I know.
Just them two.
Yeah.
Just them two.
Yeah.
So like it's unfortunate, but like at the end of the day, like this show should not be on the air right now, perpetuating that mindset that like you can do whatever you want, you can take whatever you want, and there are no consequences to any of your actions. Like I'm not okay with that message. Yeah. So
I think they bought the show, so I think they're probably going to air the rest of it probably anyways. Yeah. But I don't know if they'll have a second season.
No, I highly doubt it. No way. No way at all.
All right, guys. I think
all right, that's
that was our message, and
peacing out.
Peace out.
Bye.